Hello everyone, Jay from the Knights Hall here, and we're here for segment 3. Segment 1 and 2 consisted of working on a 1-blow and a 2-blow combination. Today what we're going to do is we're going to back up a little bit and we're going to talk about our feet. Because in order to know how to fight, it's not just about throwing blows, it's also about knowing how to get in and out of range and how to control a fight. And you can't do that without a good base, and you can't do that without knowing how to move in and out. So what we're going to work on first is we're going to work on stance. So once again, we're going to go to our left leg lead with my front foot pointing to 12 o'clock and my rear foot or my right leg pointing to the 2 o'clock. Shoulders width apart. I want them shoulders width apart for a number of reasons. If I go wider, what that does is it creates a pivot point in the hip that I don't want because that bleeds away power. So I want to be right about here. And if I go too tall, then I'm easy to knock over. So I want to have a little bit of balance here. And I want to be shoulders width apart, which has my shoulders over my thighs, over my feet. So that's about the right distance. And if you look up at me, you'll see that it's about the width of my shoulders. Some people with longer legs like to do these longer stances. It still opens up the hips, and once you open up the hips, you lose power. So once you're standing shoulders width apart, your hips are going to lock a little bit, and that gives you a lot more ground strength, or the ability to push off the ground and get more energy from your push off the ground without it bending the hips and bleeding off energy. So that's part one. So now I'm doing this. I'm going to have my shoulders over my thighs, over my feet, and I'm going to put a slight rock to the front of my foot. So I'm on the ball of my foot, but I'm not pulling my weight up off the ground on the heel. That's kind of important because if you pick it up too far, you're going to have a tendency to fall forward. And if you put too much weight on the heel, your heels will be locked to the floor and you won't be able to move backwards and forwards so easy. So you want to put a little bit of balance, like 60-40 towards the front of the foot. So now that we're in this stance, I'm going to do some movement. And I don't do movement by taking steps generally. What I try to do is try to minimize the amount of tells that I have in a fight and my movement by using my rear foot to drive my front foot forward. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the inside edge of my foot, which uses the ball in the back of the heel on this side, and I push to the ground, and that drives my weight forward. And when I want to go backwards, I use the front foot, I use push, and I push myself backwards. What that does, forward, backward, forward, backward. I'm going to do that one more time. And the reason why I do that is if you lift up your foot, for one, your opponent can see it. It also changes your guard. And we want to minimize our guard changes. So we want to be in our guard. We want to be able to slide forward. And these are called half steps. These little ones that I'm doing here are half steps. There are half steps. There are full steps. And then when you take a step, that would be used as a pass, and then you have a pivot. So we have 4 basic footsteps that we do. So we have our stance, our half step, our full step, our pass, and our pivot. Today we're just going to work on stance and half steps. So here I am in my stance. We do a half step, half step, half step. Now I want to do the reverse. Half step, half step, half step. Back forward, half step, half step, half step. And reverse, half step, half step, half step. These are drills that you can do yourself. As you can see, I go straight forward, straight backward. I can also do this half step on a slight sideways angle. So you can do these drills yourself and get used to it. Feel free to question me, put some comments on the YouTube to talk about them. And the next segment we'll talk about full steps and passes. Thank you very much for your attention, and have a great day.